Welcome back. As we start the second half of our chapter, we're going to be talking about solving a little bit more lengthy equations. Alright, so we're going to go through those steps for solving any equation. Now this works no matter what. For every single one, this is what we want to do from here on out. Alright, so step one. We want to split the problem at the equal sign, and we've been doing that all along. Step two. Take care of parentheses. It's always the first thing we want to do in a math problem is to take care of the parentheses. Most of the time for us, that's going to mean the distributive property, which we've worked on already. Third step is going to be combining like terms. That means to match up things that have the same letter or any constants. That means things that don't have any letters attached to them at all. We want to do things that are on the same side of the problem first, do things that are on opposite sides of the problem last during that step. And then our fourth step, that's what we've been working on for the last couple weeks. Isolate the variable using inverse operations. That means get rid of add with subtract, get rid of multiply with divide, things like that. So let's look at some examples of today. And we're not going to get to the hardest ones yet today. We're going to start off with a little bit smaller ones and work our way up. All right, so here's an example. All right, step one. Split the problem down the middle at the equal sign. Got it. Step two. I want to get rid of any parentheses that are there, and I have parentheses. And again, that means I'm going to do a double multiply with the 3. First, 3 times 4x. Well, 3 times 4 is 12, and then there was an x there. Now the second one, don't forget to also multiply. You don't just copy down the plus 1. We also have to take 3 times 1, which is 3. So again, we multiplied twice with that 3. Right. Step 3. We now want to combine like terms, and this is where I circle the part with a letter in it. It'd be really important if there was more than one letter X. We're not going to see that yet today, but we will soon. All right, so since that's the only letter X, I'm going to start getting rid of the plain numbers. The plus 3, I need to get rid of it. So I'm going to do minus 3 on both sides. The reason I chose to do minus 3 is because 3 minus 3 is 0. My part cancels out. And I get to bring down my 12x. On the other side, 15 minus 3 is 12. So now that I've, again, combined like, I did parentheses, I combined like terms, which I didn't have any. I'm trying to get the x by itself. I got rid of the 3, but now I need to get rid of the times by 12. The opposite of timesing by 12 is going to be dividing by 12. On the left-hand side, 12 divided by 12, it doesn't cancel. It makes 1. But when I write 1x, I don't write the 1. You don't have to tell somebody times it by 1. For example, if you're 14 years old, you don't tell anybody that you're 1 times 14. That's annoying. You just say 14. Same with here. It's not 1 times x, it's just x. On the other side, 12 divided by 12, well, that also makes 1. Now we write it because there's nothing else to write there. All right, the reason I didn't write the 1 on the left-hand side was because there was already an x there, and I don't need to write 1 times x. But this on the right-hand side just actually makes 1, and that is our final answer. All right, let's try another one. Try one with some negatives in it. All right, same exact first step. Split the problem down the middle at the equal sign. Step number 2, parentheses. I'm going to multiply first with the negative 2 times 5x. Negative 2 times 5 is negative 10. And then don't forget the letter. There was an x there. Now don't just copy down the plus 3. You're going to have to multiply again with the negative 2. And this is negative 2 times positive 3, which would make negative 6. Notice that that plus sign did not just get copied down. That plus sign, it goes with the 3. Right-hand side, we didn't do anything yet. All right. Third step, I want to combine any like terms. So again, I'm going to circle the part with the x in it, and if I've circled more than one thing, those things need to get put together right now. We don't have that here. So instead, I'm going to go to step 4. I'm going to get rid of the other numbers with the x. That means the minus 10 and the minus 6. Take care of the subtract 6 first by doing its opposite, add 6. Subtract 6 and add 6 cancel out, make 0. I bring down the negative 10x. And over here, 14 plus 6, that makes 20. Not quite done, but almost. This negative 10 is touching the x. I circled it earlier. Anything that's in the circle is a multiply divide number, not an add subtract. So this is not subtract 10. We are not subtracting the 10 from anything. That is negative 10 times x. And the opposite of timesing by negative 10 is dividing by negative 10. On the left, the negative 10s match. Negative 10 divided by negative 10 really makes 1. Positive 1. Negative divided by negative is positive. But when I write 1x, I don't write the 1. On the right, 20 divided by negative 10, that's negative 2. And again, if you're bad with that stuff, use a calculator. All right, let's look at one more that's just full of negatives. All right, step 1, split it down the middle. Step 2, parentheses. Negative 4 times x makes negative 4 times x. Can't multiply a letter and a number. Then negative 4 times negative 2, and this is where you got to be careful. A negative times a negative does make a positive. I don't just copy down the minus sign. All right, on the right, nothing's happened. Next, I want to combine like terms, so I circle everything with an x in it, and I only circled one thing, so that's good. Skip that step. Now, let's get rid of the plus 8. Opposite of plus 8 is minus 8. So I have minus 8 on both sides, and again, the reason I did that was so that those would cancel. Bring down the minus 4x. On the right side, 20 minus 8 makes 12. All right, again, since I circled that negative 4 earlier, that is not a subtract number. That is a multiply number. The opposite of multiply by negative 4 is to divide by negative 4. That's important. Again, on the left, a negative 4 divided by its exact copy, negative 4, makes a big fat 1. Well, I don't write 1x, I just write x. On the right, 12 divided by negative 4 makes negative 3. Again, the problems are a little longer now, so there won't be very many in your work, but they're a little bit longer, that's why. All right, good luck today.